Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yiko, and today I'll be discussing Module 5, Learning Objective 4, Economic Conditions as a Source of Information for Making Human Resource Decisions. There are three conditions that I'll be discussing for today. The first one is rate of unemployment. It is calculated by the Philippine Statistics Authority as the percentage of individuals looking for and available for work who are not presently employed. We have here the table for the rate of underemployed and unemployed workers for April 2020, which is the latest data from PSA. The COVID-19 pandemic rendered more Filipinos jobless, with the Philippine Statistics Authority reporting 7.3 million unemployed adults in April. The PSA reported a 17.7% unemployment rate. The figure rose from 5.3% in January and 5.1% a year ago, which meant an additional 5 million people without work. This is a record high in the unemployment rate, reflecting the effects of the economic shutdown to the Philippine labor market due to COVID-19. As we can see in the table, two-thirds of the unemployed are males while the rest are females. April represented a full month of lockdown in Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon as government sought to contain COVID-19 infections. Strict stay-at-home rules were in place, with most business operations are shut down. Those who can work from home were allowed to, but casual workers were forced to a no work, no pay scheme since mid-March when the lockdown started. Conclusions on unemployment rates. Number 1. The rate of unemployment in both national and regional levels can influence employment related decisions. Number 2. If unemployment is high, people often choose to stay in their current positions and are less likely to look for other opportunities for work. This is happening now during the COVID-19 pandemic. Number 3, if unemployment is low, people may try to find better work opportunities. The second economic condition is market wage rate. It is the prevailing wage rate for a given job in a given labor market. We have here the table for the current minimum wage per region as of June 8, 2020 as provided by the Department of Labor and Employment. We can conclude that the amounts of minimum wage are substantially lower compared to that of the pre-COVID minimum wage. Like for example, in NCR, the pre-COVID minimum wage is 512 for those in the non-agricultural. In the current data, the minimum wage is 449.75 for those in the non-agricultural sector. We also have here the minimum wages for the other regions and the formula on how the PSA compute the minimum wage, which is the highest nominal minimum wage divided by the consumer price index for the month times 100. Conclusions on market wage rates. Number 1. Market wage rates will also impact the decision to look for work, with the high wages attracting greater interest on the part of potential employees. Number 2. Pay and wage differences reflect the cost of living, but these differences are also based on labor market competitiveness. And number 3. Some employers pay above market wages and are called the employer of choice. The third market condition is human capital investments. Are investments people make in themselves to increase their value in the workplace and can take the form of additional education or training. A company's most valued assets is its workforce, known as human capital. Business owners and managers are wise to focus on nurturing their employees to maintain a fulfilled, productive, and healthy team. One way to build a positive corporate culture and effectively manage a staff is to invest in them personally by providing opportunities for educational advancement and training in field specific skills. There is an increasing awareness among business owners that paying for their employees' education is an investment in human capital. For some, this may mean offering tuition reimbursement for business related courses. Companies may also sponsor seminars, training classes focused on developing specific technical skills, or even workshops on developing people skills such as problem solving or managing conflict. Overall, these programs work to improve the quality of work among employees and also have been shown to increase productivity. When employees feel that their company is interested in helping them develop professionally, they are happier in their jobs and in turn become more productive. Educational investment in employees also creates loyalty to the company. When a lower level staff is provided with a clear path of professional development and can see herself having the ability to rise to a management position, she is more likely to invest herself in the company and work hard to achieve both personal and professional goals. Although much of the talk concerning human capital focuses on the company's provision of education is an investment in human capital. Individuals are the true owners of human capital. Every employee nurtures and maintains his own knowledge, set of skills, and abilities to perform and produce. Whether an employee or an entrepreneur, all individuals are in charge of their own personal growth and professional development. If your employer does not provide training, seek out avenues for growth and development on your own. Seminars, networking groups, and online courses are all ways to develop yourself. And ultimately, if you are if you're employed in a dead-end position with no promise of continued advancement or potential to expand your set of skills and professional experience, perhaps it is time to consider a new position. Conclusions on human capital investments. Number one, individuals can make investments in human capital that make them more marketable when looking for jobs. Number two, such investments will often result in higher pay and can increase the likelihood that individuals will look for new work. Thank you for listening.